Alright, I am here. I am live. This is the first live stream I've ever done on this channel. Might be a little janky. But I am live here. I have Hurricane Beryl pulled up on my screen. Hurricane Beryl, a very serious Category 4 hurricane. I have the past satellite imagery. Look at that. It rapidly intensified last night. Still, I wouldn't say rapidly intensifying, but safely intensifying. I'm starting to shrink a little bit, though. It all started, I would say, probably about 3 or so hours. Little puff commission right there. That it really started shriveling that eye. Currently sitting 130 miles an hour. Here's the latest NHC cone advisory 9A from about an hour and a half ago. Currently sitting at 130 miles an hour. Minimum pressure 100 and no, not 100. 958 millibars. As you see the cone, we have hurricane warnings for some of the Leeward Islands right here. Tropical storm warnings for more of them. Tropical storm watch. Another Leeward Islands. If I had a map pulled up, I would use it right now. And also tropical storm warnings for the southern coast of Hispaniola. So if you're, I would advise you to keep an eye on the system. So we're sitting the if you're sitting on the southern coast of Haiti or the Dominican Republic, if you're anywhere in the Leeward Islands from about, I'm gonna eyeball this, St. Lucia. No, it's not St. Lucia. I know that. Ever south of Antigua and Barbuda, I would monitor the system very closely. If you're Trinidad and Tobago or north, again, I would monitor the system closely. So look here, it shows being a major hurricane for quite a while here. Still into Wednesday being major hurricane, moving very close to Jamaica. Jamaica is safely inside the cone. I'm wondering, will it make landfall in Jamaica? Will Beryl make landfall in Jamaica? It's a possibility. If you are watching this from Jamaica, I would say monitor the system closely. I wouldn't say a safe bet that it will move onshore in Jamaica. I wouldn't say it's a safe bet for a good 2 days. So about 2 days, I'll probably come back. I might live stream tomorrow too. I'll update you on the watchings and warnings. Update you on the strength. If I had to guess what the peak strength of this would be, it would be, it's obviously short-term weakening, but that's not saying it's peaking, because look at how long it's supposed to be a major hurricane for. And you're probably thinking, well, it could just be weakening as a major hurricane. But think, the borderline major hurricane is 115 miles an hour, low end Cat 3. We're at a low end Cat 4, 130 miles an hour. So even if it loses 5 miles an hour at an advisory, 125, 120, 115, then we'll be at 110, which is just a normal hurricane. So I would say it's probably going to peak somewhere around 140, 145 miles an hour, and then it'll start weakening. I'll show you in a little bit. There will be wind shears going to be an issue for this storm once it rounds just about south of Hispaniola, closing in on Jamaica. Now we see this is the day 4 through 5. This is the stuff. It's in the cone. If you're in Belize, Guatemala, Honduras, Mexico, southern tip of Cuba. What is that city? Camagüey, I think? Cayman Islands. Watch this system. I'm not saying it's going to make landfall near you. I'm not saying it will impact you either pretty hard or if it will just scathe you. But the thing is that you're in the cone, and there's a chance. I would say, like Jamaica, about another 2 days, look where you're at now and say, oh, we might not get as bad of a hit as we thought, but, or it could be like, okay, we're going to get landfall. We got to start getting ready for this. Another thing I want to point out about the cone here is that it will weaken to a hurricane before it makes landfall. Not a major hurricane, just a hurricane. And then by the time it's almost out over the Bay of Campeche, which has some pretty warm waters, we saw Alberto not make landfall. Well, it did make landfall. It's tropical depression. Might have been tropical storm, actually, when it made landfall. I know it did get named, though. It formed in the Bay of Campeche about 10 days ago, 10, 15 days ago. So there's some more waters. And if it's already emerging there as tropical storm, no doubt it will become probably at least a low-end Category 1. At least that's what I think. There's a surface plot right here. See there, the L, that is the low pressure, the center of Beryl. That is where it currently is. You see, if I had to draw lines based on where we're going to zoom in, I would say it's probably going to go like this. That island right there that my mouse is on, that is St. Vincent. Those are the Grenadines. That's Barbados. That is Trinidad. That is Tobago. And that is Guadeloupe, I do believe. That is Dominica. Don't know that one, and I don't know that one. Um, Here are the GFS ensembles, brought to you by Levi Count, tropicaltidbits.com. Go visit his website, it's great. Not sponsored, anyways. No, no, no. I just like shouting it out. So that needs to get recognized. See there it is. Most of the models staying pretty consistent within a range. And once we get about 2 days out, that's what I said. About 2 days from now is when we're gonna really start seeing where will this system go. You see that the models start spreading out. Some bring it north into Haiti and the Dominican Republic. Maybe make landfall in Cuba. Some bring it along the track that we've been noticing. Maybe close to Jamaica. A few models say making landfall directly in Jamaica. Some bring it just south and then hitting into the Yucatan and then possibly a landfall in the American or Mexican Gulf Coast. Some bring it much further south, making landfall in Central America like Nicaragua, Honduras. Some bring it into Belize or into Guatemala. A few models bring it into Louisiana and Texas. Like, here's the intensity of it. So as I said, I don't know if it's peaking yet, but I'm certainly gonna say that it's not peaking, but it's not going to keep rapidly intensifying. I think it's safe to say, as these models do agree, this storm will not become a Category 5. If it does, I would be honestly surprised. So we look at the models, we see one of the outliers here is the CEM2 model. It doesn't show it getting below Category 3 status. I'm not saying that's unlikely, but I'm not saying it's going to happen. Most of the models bring it right about here. It's going to start slowly weakening. That right there is probably the landfall in the Yucatan Peninsula, because you saw a lot of them are already going down or are just beginning to go down sharply, like the HWFI model, HFBI model, or the LGEM, or IVCN, or DHSP, no DSHP, or the, I can't see some of those names, the OFCI. All, they're just going slowly down, and just, but some of them do slightly regain their strength, and that is it coming into the Bay of Campeche. So go to the forecast models here. Go to the Western Atlantic. You see there is O3L. I'll touch up on O3L. Could be named Chris later in just a little bit. But for now, I want to focus on Hurricane Beryl right here. We're going to go to the and slip a 10 meter wind. See, there it is. Hurricane. It strengthens, like, probably, according to this model, 3 more millibars. That would put it on this model at 974, but if that follows to what the NHC says, currently at 958, that will put it at a minimum pressure of 955 millibars, safe Category 4. So you see, it moves, then it gets really close, it really starts getting sheer. Look at where the wind is going. Tropical storm force winds, question mark, in, as I said, the southern coast of Haiti and the Dominican Republic. And this GFS model brings it, makes landfall on the north coast of Jamaica. Earlier, the GFS, I would say a good 12 hours ago, back in the 6 UTC model run, it showed it not making landfall, and H-Wharf showed it making landfall on the southern coast of Jamaica. So the track is forecasting north, but then it kind of rounds it, weakens to a tropical depression almost, makes landfall on the Yucatan Peninsula, then regains its strength, probably back to a tropical storm, maybe. That makes landfall around the Brownsville area. Now, if I look, go to the hurricane model, go to, we're not doing H-Wharf yet, we're going to do GFS model. This is Beryl. See? Safe hurricane there. And then about right after it passes just, about, this was 73 degrees west, loses hurricane strength. Then it slams into Jamaica, and, by the time it leaves Jamaica, it's probably only giving you wind speeds of about 55 miles an hour. And then you look at it, and now it's hardly giving you wind speeds of tropical storm force before it even makes landfall. So then what looks like might get it back. I see maybe peak wind speeds around maybe 45 miles an hour. But then maybe tropical depression landfall, I don't know. Now, we're going to take the European model here on Beryl. Probably it's forecasting a little weaker, probably about the same as where the GFS model takes it. Strengthens a good 10 millibars. stays as a hurricane, goes south of Jamaica, does lose hurricane strength, but much slower and stays um much, I would say, much more intact. Still seeing 993 millibars there. Now we're going to go to the HAFS B model. As we see, it has it currently about 9:50ish, 9:49. This is 15 hours from now. 4 a.m. tomorrow morning, south of Barbados. Then it moves 10 a.m. in the morning through the Grenadines, north of St. Lucia. At least I think that's St. Lucia. Hurricane force winds on, probably major hurricane force winds on the Grenadines here. Maybe hurricane force, I doubt it though, in St. Vincent. Then it might strengthen a little more. Then it starts weakening, gets sheared away. Doesn't even come in contact with Jamaica. Maybe some tropical storm force gusts, but then it just it loses hurricane force winds briefly, gains them back, and then this is something I haven't ran the half speed model in a while. It's something I hadn't seen out of any of the models, making a Belize landfall as probably about a category high in category 2, low in category 3, hits Belize, and then it emerges probably as tropical depression, tropical storm. Now we're going to look at the HAFS A model. So it has about the same thing, about 9:49, about 7 a.m. in the morning. Moves through, still hurricane force winds for most of the islands. And you see, wind shear tears apart, loses hurricane force winds briefly, becomes a hurricane, but then loses that. It hits Yucatan Peninsula, probably strong tropical storm, maybe very minuscule category 1, moves over there, or over the Yucatan Peninsula, and it comes out still a tropical storm. Looking at the HMON model, haven't ran HMON in a while, I tell you. About 960, strengthens a few more millibars, about same track as we saw with the HAFS models. And with this one, same thing, doesn't really come in contact with Jamaica, gets sheared off, but this doesn't lose its hurricane force winds until just before its nightfall, and then briefly regains them as it goes across the Yucatan Peninsula, emerges as a tropical storm, and then slowly weakens as it did in one of the other models. I think it was GFS. Okay, H-Wharf model. This is scary because I feel like H-Wharf always overpredicts things. So about the same thing, going through the Lesser Antilles. Now, according to H-Wharf, just wind shear just doesn't exist, apparently. Well, maybe weakens about 10 millibars. Sees about its current strength, slams major hurricane landfall into the Yucatan Peninsula. Still quite a small storm. Treks over, stays not a category 1, a tropical storm the entire time. Probably emerges as category 1. That is interesting, you know. So I'm going to run all the models back, but this time, go with the GFS again. I didn't ask for that. With the simulated infrared satellites, you said there's Beryl, so it comes through pretty defined eye, maybe annular there as it comes through the Lesser Antilles, and then you see wind shear. Just claws at it. Eye disappears. Goes over. And then it looks like it just gets sheared away. Doesn't even exist anymore. Then it moves over. Still a good few bursts of convection. Keep it alive. Alright. Here is the ECMW F model. It doesn't have simulated satellite. Okay. HAFS B model. So see there it is, and whoa, goes from that to that. Ooh. Then gets whoa. Okay, that's scary. That is terrifying. That is just gargantuan. What does it say right there? 100. Holy moly, that's a category 5. 140 knots is category 5. Oh my goodness. So they're saying category 5. It's not out of the way. I'm not going to say category 5 is completely impossible. I'm not saying it has a high chance of happening. I'm just saying it isn't impossible. So it keeps going. Then the wind shear gets to it. So big bursts of convection. Eye's pretty much gone. It really doesn't it tries to regain it before its supposed Belize landfall in this model, but really doesn't. And it pretty much tries to keep its structures, goes over the Yucatan on to the halves A model. So there it is. And again, a very concerning looking storm that has 100. That's 155 miles an hour, so not quite Category 5. Doesn't show Category 5 wind speeds, only 137. That's very tippity top of the scale, Category 4. So then it moves. I'm supposed to be on split satellite. So then it moves wind shear. Eye is almost gone. Tries to keep it in shape. It almost stays in shape until it makes landfall in the Yucatan there. On to H-Bond. Also doesn't have simulated satellite imagery. Okay, now the one we're all scared of. H-Wharf. What do we have? Okay, very concerning. That isn't a Category 5. It's actually not even close to 120 knots. That's only 135, 140 miles an hour. I mean, not saying it couldn't look that being only Category 4. I'm just saying. Then H-Wharf is so funny. It just pretends like when it gets sheared, but it's not bad. And then that is H-Wharf is like the worst case scenario right here. It really doesn't get affected by wind shear that much. Just pretty much, it doesn't make landfall in Jamaica. But it gives it its northern eye wall as good as it can. And then major hurricane landfall in the Yucatan Peninsula. And of course, with it being H-Wharf, almost keeps the entire structure as it goes across the islands. Alright. Other storms. Starting with GFS with Tropical Depression 3. Was named just earlier today. As a matter of fact, do they have... No, they don't have a new advisory out. Currently sitting 35 miles an hour, 1,006 millibars. Let me go switch to it here. Here's satellite imagery. It's trying. I see. If you look at the low-level clouds, just the white clouds right there, the white stuff in the background. You see, it is rotating, then coming around on this side, rotating. So it does have some sort of a circulation somewhere in there. How deep is it in there? I don't know. They had recon going on earlier. They found a lower level wind. Now it's only a matter of time. Will it make landfall first? It's probably located about right there. Will it make landfall first, or will it get named first? I don't know. See here's the forecast cone. I almost laugh at the NHC for still thinking it's going to become a tropical storm. Now my only concern is, my thing is that even if it does attain tropical storm force winds, will it have the structure? I mean, that's what happened with Alberto. It was staying there as potential tropical cyclone 01 because it really didn't have much circulation. It was still sitting there with tropical storm force winds and everything. It just didn't have much circulation. So I was pretty on the dot there. So if I had to guess, so that L right there is the lower level circulation. And if I had to guess, it's probably going to go like that. Just into Mexico, dissipates pretty rapidly over the mountains. GFS ensembles, not much to say. Density guidance. None of these models say it's going to become a tropical storm. And I will agree with them. I honestly don't think O3L will become a tropical storm. As much as the NHC says it will, which still surprises me. So I already checked on the GFS. That is Beryl. We're not looking at Beryl right now. Alright, O3L. So get on the... So here it is. 28 knots. 1,007 millibars there. Strengthens. No tropical storm force winds. There's not much to say there for the European model. We're going to go to the halves B model. Again, it scares me. Tropical storm landfall? I don't know what it's like. I don't know. I think it's trying to make tropical storm force landfall. I honestly can't tell. Half A model. Let's see. It's the That disgusts me. Once it's sitting at 95.5 west, 21 north. Then it's saying at 21.5 north, 98 west. Then it's sitting at 97 west, 20.5 north. Then it's sitting at 96.5 west, 18.5 north. And then someone help me. Now it's in the Eastern Pacific. And now it formed. What? Alright. HMON. They see it forming as tropical storm. Again, I really just don't think so. I mean, again, like Beryl becoming a category 5, it's not completely out of the picture. It's not impossible, but it's not something that I'm going to say, okay, this is going to make landfall as tropical storm. Beryl's going to become a category 5. I'm going to say it could happen. It's not the highest percent chance of happening right now, but it could happen. H-Wharf, I'm terrified. They gave me a 50-mile-an-hour tropical storm. What is with them thinking, oh, that's a different system. It just gets absorbed. Okay, well, that's interesting. Alright, we have simulated satellite imagery for a reason. That's the Dvorak colors. So there we go. Just about what I thought. Oh, that's like over by Texas. That's literally exactly what I thought was going to happen. Alright, ECMWF model. I forgot. I keep forgetting it does not have. Alright, half speed model. This. Ooh. Alright, so it like tries to. Is that supposed to be an eye or a bubble of convection? Alright, what's it look? It looks like it tried to make landfall as tropical. I literally cannot tell what's happening. You tell me if you can make out what's happening here. It looks like it's like trying to make landfall as a tropical storm, like right there, but I can't tell that because the center of circulation is doing this. So, half day. Basically the same thing, but I can kind of tell what's happening. H1 doesn't have. Simulated satellite imagery. Oh, H-Wharf. Not too bad. And then gets absorbed with that one system. Alright, next system, 96L, Invest. It's sitting. Here's satellite imagery. It had like a weird straight line of showers at 9 north. It was really weird. Now it's straight line of showers at 10 north, but now it's trying to get a lower level circulation in. And I can almost see that happening around right here, seeing it almost start circulating there. Looking at it, here's the GFS ensembles. Basically Beryl, but just a tropical depression. There's not much to say there. Intensity guidance, most if not all, there are maybe 3 or 4 that don't show it becoming a tropical storm. I honestly think this one will become a tropical storm. Be as potent as Beryl? I don't think so, but be a tropical storm, at least category 1, maybe tropical storm, at least I will say so. I will say that's quite highly likely. Now I gotta go cycle through the models again. Slipping 10. See, here it is. Strengthens, goes through not the windward islands, leeward islands. No, I didn't ask for it. As a minimal tropical storm, strengthens a little bit, comes tropical depression, kind of gets pulled up and over the Yucatan Peninsula, minimal tropical tropical storm, and then goes into the Bay of Campeche as a tropical depression. I don't think that's good. I think it's going to be a little stronger than that. Alright, Invest 96.0. In the European model, it's literally just going to fizzle out and do nothing. I also don't think that's going to happen. Half speed model. That is 03. Alright. Basically the GFS, but it gets a little stronger by like Puerto Rico. That's because I'm on the GFS model. That makes sense. Alright, so it becomes a tropical storm. Maybe a little storm about 60 miles an hour there. Goes north of Barbados. Interesting. And then it kind of forms south of Hispaniola. And then just goes due south. Yep. And yep again. Makes a lot of sense there. Halves A. Oh. So tropical storm goes to the Windward Islands. And hurricane? Question mark? I mean, it ain't out of the picture. I'm going to place it in the category with O3 becoming Chris and Beryl becoming category 5. It's not impossible. It has a chance of happening. I'm not going to go and say, oh, O3L is going to become Chris. Oh, Beryl's going to be a category 5. Run for your lives. I'm not going to say that because it could happen, but is it looking very likely? No. But is there at least a decent chance of it happen? Yeah, I'd say so. H-Mon. Hurricane? I mean, and then it just explodes. Okay. And H-Dwarf. That is O3. Yep, basically just becomes Beryl. Well, a little weaker. That, I feel like it has a better shot of becoming a category 1, like or not like half say, like H-Mon said, than that. I don't think it's going to come that strong. That's just not what I'm going to say. And, time for the smooth satellite imagery. So it looks there, yeah, it's just, I think it's at least going to become a tropical storm, like GFS, come on. Half speed, I'm not making the same mistakes, same thing, blob, then explosion. I would be surprised, yeah, it doesn't look too bad accurate. It looks like it's trying to blow up way too much convection into halves models, though, like it's just convection everywhere, no end to convection. Make it a movie poster. Sounds like a good movie. No end to convection. That's 03. That's 96. That's what I want to see. And I mean, it could have. I mean, you see an eye trying to form there. Is it gonna get that strong? I honestly don't think so. But to where it's like that, sure, maybe. And H-Dwarf. Someone help me. It literally tries to form an eye right there. I don't think so. Right there, yeah, sure, it might look like that. Tropical storm, I totally agree. Okay, time to stop looking at those models and start looking at these models. So let's look not at that. The M-slip intensity. You see, Beryl is there, 3 is there. So 3 goes through, there's Beryl on the bottom. Beryl moves through Jamaica, there's 96. These forms really doesn't do much, and then kind of end of story. I mean, you see Beryl going into Texas, and you see 03 or 96 wrapping around. I mean, maybe doing a repeat of 03. That I could see happening. It ain't the worst thing in the world. Alright. Western Pacific. There's something there real long range. I mean, how credible is that? I don't know, because the Western Pacific's honestly kind of having a depressing start to this year. It's literally had 2 storms, and it's the beginning, almost the beginning of July, 3 hours till the beginning of July. And it's sitting here, and it's saying, and we're saying, 2 storms, 1 typhoon. Each Pacific has made a single thing. It's trying to eat O3 alive right there. I mean, I ain't saying that ain't happening. I ain't saying it is. I actually do want to look at the SIR here for that one storm. I mean, you can see it fine right there. I mean, I don't know. Well, we just still have 2 more things to look at. So NHC. This we have for the we see tropical depression 3 here. Advisory 1A, 35 miles an hour, minimum pressure 1,006 millibars, moving west 10 knots, 12 miles an hour. But we have, there's 96, 40% chance in 48 hours, 70% chance in 7 days. We have Beryl there, At 130 miles an hour, minimum pressure, 958. Do they have any new advisories out? They do not, as I expected. Eastern Pacific, nothing. Central Pacific. Did you really think something was going to be in the Central Pacific? Anyways, your satellite. I'm going to get the 7-day outlook. There we go. So we see there's 3. So we see in 7 days it has a high chance of formation. There's Beryl. Eastern Pacific, we also have something here. Nothing in 48 hours, but in 7 days, 40% chance. I have no extra comment. Here's windy. We have satellite imagery here of Beryl. So here's my point I want to make. I was monitoring, so I've been monitoring the system ever since this morning. But look, there have been bursts of convection right here that are like infringing on the eye, and the eye isn't even cleared out. If we look at the eye temperature, 55 degrees. If we look at it at the beginning, it's not even cleared out. There's clouds. That's not saying. I mean, it is a pretty small hurricane. Like the very tip of its bands is going the latitude of Hispaniola, and the very south bands are going to the latitude of the Panama Canal. And left and right, it's pretty sad. I mean, here's 03. 03 is currently bigger. Like, let me just compare them right now. I know you can't see. I'm comparing them with my finger. They're about the same size. And one is literally a tropical depression. The other one is literally a major hurricane. If we go to the visible, see, can't really see that, but you can see this. There it is, but you can see. Like, you can see what I mean. You can see the convection blowing up and infringing on the territory. That's the eye right there. See, look. You can see on the blue as well. Anyways, look at the radar. It is close. See, there is the eye of the storm. I have not been able to see this yet on the radar, but you can see that is the eye of the storm. You can see very stormy conditions there. Wind gusts 83 miles an hour. So yeah, it looks. We're gonna look over here in Bridgetown, in Barbados. It's gonna get pretty gusty. It's gonna be tomorrow morning, about between 2 a.m. and 5 p.m. That's what I'm gonna say. So we're gonna go through. So here's the radar recently. Look at this. You can see the storm is getting there quite rapidly. Some pretty heavy rain near the center. The outer bands now hitting Fort de France and Martinique, Castries and St. Lucia, Kingstown and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. George's there, Port of Spain here in Trinidad and Tobago. Even if you go north, getting into Rosal in the Dominican Republic, and what is the capital of Martinique? Oh yeah, Pointe-à-Pierre. And if we go over here, we can see this all right here is all 03. Now I want to show you the forecast here. If I look, you see it moves this way. You see in an hour or so, the rain will be just moving out of I believe that's Martinique, and that's Guadeloupe right there. I literally don't know. That is Basse-Terre. No, that's Guadeloupe. So what is Fort de France? Okay, so that is Antigua and Barbuda. So we see rain moving out of Fort de France and Castries and most of the Windward Islands. Then we have the next band, a stronger band, moving out of Barbados and closing in, and you can see the center rotating as well. You can see this is 2 hours of rain here. Look at the wind. Look at altitude, because that's like right on the ground. But they take it from up here. Okay, that doesn't make sense why it's sitting. Oh, it's the European model. GFS is saying surface still. So yeah, I feel like it really should be staying stronger anyways. So it goes, you can see the wind there in Bridgetown. So this is Monday, 6 in the morning. You're just waking up. You're waking up to rain. You're waking up to gusty winds. You're waking up to Beryl. Pretty much the entirety of the country of Barbados is 60 miles an hour. Pretty much the entirety of St. Vincent is 60 miles an hour. The Grenadines is 60 miles an hour. This island is 40 to 35 miles an hour. St. Lucia is 50 to 55 miles an hour. Dominica is sitting about 35 miles an hour. I mean, yeah, it's closer. Then the wind really picks up. You're getting almost 100 miles an hour sustained winds. Let's see, in Dover's here. Questioning if they have 100 miles an hour. But no, but they would be getting close. Port Elizabeth seeing 95 miles an hour. Ashton only seeing 55. It's near the eye. Hillsborough is seeing about 30 to 40. The very northern end of this island only about 25ish miles an hour, but St. George is seeing 55. So this green circle right here is tropical storm force winds. That's what the green circle is. So anything that's green, not like teal, not seafoam green, like lime green, is sitting tropical storm force winds. So see, it keeps going. Winds keep ramping up. Look at that. That is sitting 125 miles an hour. And when I mind you, currently Beryl is sitting at 130 miles an hour. So really, it isn't weakening that much in the icon model, at least. See, now it's up to 135. It's almost like it's strengthening. Now it's back down to 125. Now the wind shear is going to start getting it here. See, now it's down to 115 miles an hour. Now it weakens. Now it impacts Jamaica. This is noon Wednesday. We're going to go through some of the major cities here in Jamaica. May Penn sitting at 75 miles an hour. Linstead, 90 miles an hour. Kingston, you're on the very edge of those hurricane force winds. This bubble right here, no, I don't care about the weather picker. This bubble right here is not 100. Hurricane force winds. Alligator Pond sitting at 35. It's close to the eye. Mandeville sitting at 56. Black River 78. The entire northern coast 70 to 80. Lucia over here 74. Savannah Lamar also 74. If we go over here away from most of the winds, Port Antonio 60, Morant Bay also 60. So just because you're not near the center doesn't mean you can't get fierce winds. So say we're hitting the end of the model there, 96. It's almost major hurricane force winds into. I really just don't think it's gonna happen. That's my opinion. I'm not saying it won't. It just keeps going. I'm not saying it won't happen. This I'm putting lower than the. I really just don't think this will happen. If it does, I would honestly be shocked. I'd be very shocked if that happened. Let's look at rain accumulation here. Next 12 hours. Looking here, not much. Next 24 hours. Northern Tobago. No, stop it. Northern Tobago. I said icon. I want the icon model. Seeing about 2 inches of rain. The entire island of Tobago at least an inch and a half. Next 2 days. This entire island gets traipsed at least 4 inches across the board. Across the board, as they would say. Next 3 days. Now you're sitting, and you're coming close to Jamaica. Next 5 days, Here we go. We're gonna get some rain totals here. All right, Morant Bay 7 inches, Port Antonio 5 inches, Anatono Bay 4 inches, Ultra Rios 4. Most of the islands 4 inches. I'll give you the outliers. Albert Town 6 inches, Mandeville 5, Alligator Pond 4, May Pen sitting 7 inches. Some of these communities here 8 inches of rain. Kingston sitting at 6 inches. And then with the icon model, this is just not good. Playa del Carmen 8 inches, El Cedral almost 7 inches. Not to mention the rain that future storms could bring. That other storms like 96L or any other storm that could come through the main development region later this season, like in August or September. September 10th, day before 9/11. That is statistically the peak of hurricane season. Peak of hurricane season. That's where it peaks. It peaks in activity. It's crazy. See stuff happen before that. See stuff happen after that. But that is peak of hurricane season. Looking back here at NHC, do we have anything? No, I honestly didn't think we would. Back to the 2 days here so I can get satellite imagery. Get Beryl. Still advisory 9A. That is the, I can't zoom into it. Oh, actually, can I just... Yeah, I can. Oh, well, I can't get the most likely arrival time of tropical storm force. So that's what I'm trying to look at. There. So it looks like Sunday, so it looks like Monday between 2 and 8 a.m. The Leeward Islands, they're going to get it. It's not going to be fun. Wednesday, 8 a.m., we're looking at Jamaica getting it. I will certainly, if I can tomorrow morning, I'll live stream. That is my live streaming stuff. If I can, I will try and live stream tomorrow morning. I will certainly try and live stream Wednesday morning as Beryl encroaches on Jamaica. There's one thing I do want to show you before I get off my live stream right here. See, ensembles. Go to the GEFS. Now we got the ensemble M-slip. This is the scary stuff. There's Beryl. So I just want to give you a heads up. The red stuff, that's like a hurricane, like a big hurricane. Teal, that's like a tropical storm. Yellow, in between. It's like a strong tropical storm, weak hurricane. The numbers are the pressures. Look at what happens to Beryl. So it's like and then once they get south of the Dominican Republic, everything just falls apart. So one model, this is Beryl right here. One model showing throwing it into Louisiana. Some throw it just straight into the Yucatan. Some throw it just not even making it there. That's 96 though right there. Less and less models agreeing with that. Some show it. Oh my. That's 100. Okay, that's interesting because you don't see anything. Like, there's nothing there. And then they go bang, 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 and then it just explodes. Like, look at that. Then just everything. Hurricane, 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 hurricane. Granted, by the time you get to the end of this model, it's July 16th. You're over a month into hurricane season. And we're already a month into hurricane season. And it's going to start ramping up. I mean, I'm going to go put a Beryl on loop as I talk to y'all for these are my closing statements here for my live stream. So I will say this. People have forecasted an above average hurricane season this year. People have forecasted a record hurricane season this year. We're starting off with this. Beryl is the earliest forming Category 4 hurricane ever, beating the previous record, Dennis, which was in, wouldn't you guess, 2005, by 8 days. Dennis formed June 8th as a Category 4 hurricane. Beryl, it attained Category 4 status today. Probably about, right there, probably got Category 4 status. Why? It was looking quite annular. Now it's starting to just fall apart. The eye is just... It's literally getting shriveled. There's literally no other way to put it other than shriveled. But as I was saying, we forecasted above average hurricane season. People forecasted a record hurricane season, 35 storms. That would be 14 passed the naming list, we'd have to use the auxiliary list, which is the new one that they implemented in 2021. We never used before because they abolished the Greek alphabet after 2020, after Eta and Iota. Anyways, this is the start of an unprecedented hurricane season. This is the start of a season. I just have this feeling. This season, it will be worse than 2020. This season, it will be above average. It will be extremely active. I'm gonna give you my season totals. I'm gonna say named storms. 27 named storms. 27 named storms. I'm going to say we will have 12 hurricanes and 6 majors. 2 of those attaining Category 5 status. We haven't had 2 Category 5s in the same year for, guess how many years? 7 years. Last time that happened was Irma and Maria in 2017. You saw it happen in 2017. Don't think that it can't happen again. This season will be above average. This season will be record-breaking. It doesn't matter if it's... It already has broken records. It doesn't matter if it's earliest form in Category 4 hurricane, most major hurricane, most Category 5s, strongest storm, latest storm to form on record. Maybe it's a storm that goes from January or December to January. We've only had that happen twice. This storm or this season will do something. It will do something that's going to shock every one of us on the planet. I just have a feeling. And with that, just a spine-chilling message. I'm Daily Dose of Tropics. I'll say like, subscribe, comment, share. You wouldn't slap the notification bell because you wouldn't want to miss one of this, would you? Subscribe here. And to my other channel, subscribe to That NASCAR Guy I Do.